All right, hey, hang on a second. I want to bring in a guest to talk Hewlett-Packard. He's attending the analyst meeting in Palo Alto. Brian Marshall is an analyst at Gleacher Co. He joins us now on the phone and actually, I believe, had coffee with Tim Cook this morning. Brian, is that correct? I mean, you know that he is not going to leave Apple to take the job.
Yeah, that's right, Matt. I did run into Tim this morning, and we chatted pretty briefly about some of the rumors that were out there in the marketplace this morning about him leaving Apple to take over the CEO spot at HP, and that's really not the case. I mean, Tim loves Apple. He's obviously the number 2 guy at the most important tech company on the planet. He's been CEO twice in the past, and so if Steve should ever decide to step down, Tim's going to be the guy, I think. So, it just doesn't make sense for Tim to join HP at this point.
But, Brian, if you take, maybe Tim doesn't think it makes sense, but do you think it would make sense for Tim to join HP at this point? Is that the kind of guy they need to have in place there as CEO?
Oh, it'd be a home run for HP, but unfortunately that's just not going to happen.
Who else is there like Tim Cook? I mean, are there any other home runs out there that you have heard, maybe seen hanging around the analyst meeting, people living in the Valley?
Well, I think the 2 lead external candidates, in my view, would be Steve Mills from IBM. He runs their software and now their hardware group as well, and that's what really HP needs if they're going to compete better, more effectively against the IBMs. I mean, they only have 3% of their total revenues coming from software. And another candidate externally would be Mike Capellas, who runs Acadia, which is a JV, a joint venture between EMC, Cisco, and VMware. Recall, he used to be the CEO of Compaq. So those are the 2 lead external guys, but I do think that the board is leaning more towards internal candidates, and I hear that Ann Livermore and Todd Bradley are the 2 top dogs there.
Hey, Brian, it's Dominic here. How much of that CEO search really is going to involve this whole idea of melding software and hardware, this whole cloud computing thing? I mean, these guys have spent billions of dollars in the past couple months here just putting together what seems to be acquisitions for cloud computing's growth in the future here.
Yeah, that's a great point, Dominic. I think it's crucial. I mean, if you look at it, HP needs to take a page out of IBM's playbook, and that's have more software and more IT services. They clearly did a good job with EDS, and they've been the most aggressive in terms of the large, mature tech OEMs out there at buying strategic M&A transactions and innovative portfolios. And I think they need somebody to integrate all that and to better compete against IBM, Cisco, and EMC and Oracle.
Hey, Brian, it's Suzanne O'Halloran here. Aside from the CEO issue, are you expecting them to give us any financial guidance in terms of fiscal 11? Is that tracking better than what the street is expecting?
Yeah, I do think that's a possibility. I think we'll get some more clarification about that. I mean, clearly, from an investment community perspective, investors have kind of had their teeth kicked in with HP shares this year. And, what they need is some hand-holding now. So we want to see some financial guidance, and we want to get some incremental positive body language. And then, obviously, we want some leadership as well. So I think once we get all that, HP is actually really attractive at $40 here. So I think its fair value is $50.
Hey, Brian, it's Julie. I'm curious about timing here. How quickly does HP need to announce this new CEO? Why not do it today? What's taken them so long to find a new person, especially when Mark Hurd found another home very quickly?
That's a good point. I think if you look at it, HP is the single largest tech company on the planet when it comes to revenues, roughly $130 billion in annual revenue. They've got hundreds of thousands of employees, so clearly, this is a decision that's not going to be made lightly. I think it's normal for somebody like this to, take months to identify the next leader for the next 5 to 10 years. And so, I think probably we'll hear something within days and weeks, or weeks, not months, is my view.
All right. Hey, got it. Brian, thank you so much. Brian Marshall joining us on the phone. Just a